Testing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Everyone, we are about to get started. If you can find seats or start to gather, please.
Hello, folks. Welcome to the groundbreaking ceremony. It's Mack Alter Homes. Mack Alter Homes. And yes, this is a special time, and it's a special occasion because we are here where we're here. We're in a fantastic, dynamic neighborhood bordering up with Grosse Pointe. We know our neighbors. We share with our neighbors. We develop in the neighborhood. And we've got a 15,000 square foot, 14 unit building. Our target customer are disabled folks assigned to us from the Detroit Housing Commission. And we're learning as we're going along that disability or disabled does not mean unabled. We're looking forward to providing housing for people in Detroit. Everyone in Detroit has empowering opportunity with us here at Mack Alter. And with that, I'd like to introduce you to my business partner, Doug Dillard here, who will open the ceremony with a prayer.
Hello, Detroit. Got to get you to bow your heads. God, when you said that whenever we gathered in your name, that you would be here with us, today we're gathering in your name, and we ask that you bless us. We ask that you bless this project. We ask you bless the mayor and the staff and all the people here who helped us put this project together. And we ask that you bless this project so that it will be a safe and loving home for some 14 more people in this city. And we ask that you take care of our people and bless them and give them safe travel and mercy home. We ask these blessings in the name of our Son, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen.
And now I'd like to introduce to you a man who needs no introduction, a man who brought the sunshine, and a man who would not have been able to do this project without our mayor, Mike Duggan.
Well, this is the kind of day that everybody who does affordable housing in this city envisions. And I see a whole lot of the affordable housing community here in support of Drew Kramer and Doug Dillard. Congratulations to them for taking this property, creating 14 units for low-income disabled folks, because there is a place in this city for everyone. And we want to have quality housing that's affordable for everyone. I want to thank Christopher Samp for his role in advocating for the disability community. And if you just drive around, the Mack Alter neighborhood has made amazing progress in the last 8 years. And I know people like to talk about this, but it wasn't that many years ago, Grosse Pointe in the middle of the night boarded up Kercheval because they thought this neighborhood they didn't want to be associated with. I eventually made them take down the shed and reopen the street. But if you look at what's happening here now, you got your Huntington Bank branch, you've got all kinds of development. You drive down these streets, you see work on the houses. And there was a time when people said, how come all the projects are downtown and midtown? it seems like every week we're in a neighborhood where we're building quality housing. And I have to tell you, to look at this particular parcel and see the potential, the two of you are visionary, and I just wanted to be here to say congratulations.
Yes, folks, and with that, part of the process has this kind of development requires close contact with varying levels of city government. Most directly are our council people. And hey, to say nice things about Detroit, council folks, the mayor's office, we're attentive people. And here representing Councilwoman Johnson's office is her chief of staff, Gary Gray, longtime politician, very great stakeholder in the community, lives right over here in Morningside. So I would like to present to you Mr. Gary Gray from Councilman Johnson's office.
Mr. Mayor, thank you so much. It's really a pleasure and an honor to be here. I see so many familiar faces that really were the predecessors to this project. I see Mike Duggan, Linda Smith, who's developing over there in Morningside in my community where I live. The councilwoman couldn't be here today, but she would be pleased to be here. Top on her list is affordable housing, particularly single-family housing, which leads to generational wealth. And I'm familiar with Drew and some of his work, and I hope he makes this energy efficient. That's where we cross paths, because it's one thing to be able to afford the rent, and it's a whole nother thing to be able to afford the utilities, including water. So I'm honored to be here, and I will certainly, hopefully I can get a film to send to the councilwoman who's taking a well-deserved respite. And welcome to the neighborhood. This is my stomping ground. So thank you all, everyone. And I see the CEO for the Detroit Housing Commission, who I just recently met, is here and played a role in this. And we're grateful and thankful for this project.
Thank you, Mr. Gray. We've also got a very interesting twist here. We've got Chris Samp. He's the Director of Disability Affairs for the Department of Civil Rights. Inclusion and an opportunity. And as I tried to say earlier, that disabled does not mean unable. And I'd like Gary to speak about have Gary lead into Chris Samp here and have Chris share with us the importance of affordable housing for members of the disabled community.
Thank you, Joe. My name is Christopher Samp. I'm the director for the Office of Disability Affairs. We are a division under the Civil Rights, Inclusion, and Opportunity Department. So Mayor Duggan launched the office last year in February 2021. And the purpose of the office is to increase accessibility, inclusion, independent representation, and equity of people with disability. Now, Detroiters with disability, they make up a large but are underserved and diverse segment of the city population. According to the Census Bureau, Detroit is home to over 128,000 residents living with a disability. That's 19.2%. That's 1 out of 5 residents. Individuals with disabilities, their families, and advocates have shared with me their important values and goals. One is to be part of the community, and two, to live independently as possible. But they shared with me their struggle in finding long-term housing that is affordable and accessible. If a home is not affordable and accessible. Individuals with low income struggle to find resources to make expensive modifications to their home. So if a house is accessible already, it's welcoming and inclusive to all. A home that has no step is accessible to an individual who uses a wheelchair. A home that has a grab bar in the shower gives a person a sense of safety from slipping. A home that you can afford the rent and life basic, such as healthy food and purchasing essential medication. So I'm thrilled that Nova Development has built 14 apartments for loyal Detroiters with disabilities. Developers like Nova Development help improve and expand the city's supply of affordable and accessible housing. So building accessible housing is they give residents with a disability a peace of mind and a place they can proudly call Detroit their home. So thank you, Andrew Creamer and Doug Dillard, for supporting the city commitment to accessible and affordable housing. So thank you.
Mr. Samp, thanks very much. We really appreciate that. Hey, this one is fun for us. We've also got with us Ms. Sandra Henriquez from the Detroit Housing Commission. And I want to tell you why this is a fun one, because Doug Dillard and I started Nova Development Group about 23 years ago. Just prior to that, I started a second career. I worked for the Housing Commission. And so here we are, dedicated to mission 25 years later. Sharing my relationship with Doug Dillard, actually, I bought my first house in Detroit in 1985 from the Bug Man that was contracted by the Detroit Housing Commission. And the Bug Man was actually married to Doug's cousin, and they were doing punch work on the house, and we started fixing up the house together, and Doug and I have been friends ever since. And back here, full circle, the Detroit Housing Commission. The Detroit Housing Commission is an integral part of this project. It's an integral part of serving families with disabilities, and I'm terribly honored to have this Rick is here to speak with us and talk about affordability in housing here in Detroit.
Thank you. Good afternoon, Mayor, members of city government, city council members, and most importantly, the community. As you heard, that the Detroit Housing Commission, and we're proud to partner, with Nova Development to provide a deep subsidy to each of the 14 units and the families that will be living here in the long term. They'll pay approximately no more than 30% of their adjusted income for rent, and as you heard Chris talk about, affordability, and then ability to have other money to do other life activities, not having to worry about shelter, not having to worry about making decisions between medicine and doctor's visits and food, and a little entertainment and social life is really important for one to have the fullness of one's life. What's so important to us about this property is that it does a number of things. It provides 4 barrier-free apartments. The entire property, 13 of the 14 units are visitable, which means that people with mobility disabilities are able to get through to visit friends and neighbors. It has wraparound supportive services provided by the, let me make sure I get this right, the Central City Integrated Health Agency. And it's transit-oriented. So it has all of the things that one would want in any property, and it provides, from our perspective, the equity that the members of the disability community need. To be our neighbors, to be as mobile as they possibly can with us, for us to make sure that we are an inclusive community across the city, neighborhood by neighborhood in the city of Detroit and across this nation. It's very important. That's why we do this work. That's why we are committed to doing this and making sure that people who want to live in Detroit at a price point they can afford are able to do so. So thank you to Nova, thank you to the community, thank you to all of you who are here today, and we will continue to meet like this in these kinds of events across the city from now on, moving forward. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hey, folks, I want to let you know that Steve Flum's here. Steve Flum is the architect for the project. So if you've got any specific questions on the difference between an elevator and a lift, for example, or the design that we have planned for the building, Steve's here to answer some questions. At this point, we appreciate you all coming. Have a hot dog on your way out. You got some chips and a bottle of water. So wish us well and that we get this thing through.
I didn't, I think we start doing it.